The vast emptiness of space stretched out like a dark canvas, with the alien research vessel Horizon Seeker moving silently above the frozen planet Earth. Commander Vrel stood on the observation deck, his three-fingered hand hovering over the holographic display. The planet below was a dead world, covered in thick sheets of ice that reflected the distant starlight like a massive mirror. Sensors scanned the surface repeatedly, searching for any sign of life, but there was nothing. No heat signatures, no movement, no indication that anything had survived the catastrophic climate collapse thousands of years ago. Most alien civilizations would have written this planet off as just another dead rock in the universe. Inside the ship, junior scientist Kara reviewed the data streams. Her species had explored thousands of planets, and Earth was just another routine survey mission. She adjusted her communication device, preparing another standard report of a lifeless world. Deep beneath the ice, hidden from any external scanning technology, a massive underground complex hummed with a barely perceptible energy. Rows upon rows of preservation chambers stood in perfect alignment, each containing a human carefully preserved through advanced cryogenic technology. These were not ordinary sleeping bodies, but carefully engineered survivors of humanity's last great challenge. HFY Park lay in the central chamber, his body enhanced with genetic modifications and technological implants designed to withstand extreme conditions. Around him, other humans waited. Scientists, engineers, leaders, and ordinary people who represented the last hope of a species that refused to surrender. The alien ship continued its methodical scan. Commander Vrel noticed something peculiar, a faint energy signature that didn't match the typical readings of a dead planet. It was almost like a heartbeat, slow and barely perceptible, but definitely present. Run another scan, he instructed Kara. Something feels different about this world. The junior scientist recalibrated the sensors, her initial boredom replaced by curiosity. The readings showed something impossible, a weak but consistent energy source deep beneath the planetary surface. It wasn't natural, it wasn't random. It was purposeful. Unbeknownst to the aliens, automated systems in the underground complex had been monitoring the approaching ship. Quantum communication networks designed centuries ago began to activate. Protective protocols, dormant for millennia, started to wake up. Commander Vrel leaned closer to the holographic display. The energy signature was growing stronger. It was almost as if the planet itself was breathing, waiting, preparing. "We need to investigate," he said, his voice a mix of professional curiosity and something else, a feeling that they were about to discover something extraordinary. The Horizon Seeker began its descent, moving slowly through layers of atmospheric interference. Ice crystals danced around the ship's energy shields, creating a mesmerizing display of light and motion. Below, the underground complex continued its silent vigil. Kara prepared the landing protocols, her hands moving quickly across the control panel. Something about this mission felt different. In all her years of exploration, she had never seen a planet quite like this. As the ship drew closer to the surface, the energy readings became more complex. It wasn't just a simple heat signature or electrical current. It was adaptive, changing, almost alive. Commander Vrel watched the display, his three eyes blinking in rapid succession, a sign of deep concentration among his species. Whatever was happening on this planet was going to change everything they understood about planetary survival. The first drill probes began to pierce the ice, sending back initial data. Something was definitely waiting beneath the surface, something that had been prepared, protected, and preserved for thousands of years. Humanity's last hope was about to be discovered. The Horizon Seeker continued its descent, unaware that its arrival was precisely what those deep within the ice had been waiting for. The drilling operation continued with mechanical precision. Alien technology cut through layers of ancient ice, each moment bringing them closer to the mysterious energy source detected earlier. Commander Vrel watched with growing tension as the drill penetrated deeper into the planetary crust. Suddenly, the sensors went wild. A surge of energy unlike anything they had ever seen before rippled through the scanning equipment. Kara, the Junior scientist checked and rechecked her instruments, unable to believe what she was seeing. The first preservation chamber began to activate. Inside the underground complex, advanced systems hummed to life. Quantum processors that had waited decades started their intricate dance of revival protocols. The chamber containing Day Lee began to glow with a soft blue light, its cryogenic systems slowly bringing the human back to consciousness. Day's eyes flickered. His body, enhanced with genetic modifications and technological implants, responded to the revival sequence. Nanobots within his bloodstream began repairing and preparing his system for awakening. This was not just a simple revival. It was a carefully designed process of human resurrection. On the alien ship, panic started to spread. Commander Vrel watched in disbelief as the energy readings became more complex. This was no simple archaeological discovery. Something was happening that defied all their previous understanding of planetary survival. More chambers began to activate. Elena Choi, a technological architect, was the next to awaken. Her eyes opened with calculated precision, scanning her surroundings with enhanced vision that could process information far beyond normal human capabilities. The alien drilling team hesitated. Their communication systems became scrambled, filled, with strange interference that seemed to come from the chambers below. Commander Vrel ordered a complete scan, but the results made no sense. Day was the first to move. His body, perfectly preserved and enhanced, stretched with a fluidity that seemed almost impossible. Around him, other chambers began to show signs of activity. Humans who had been frozen for thousands of years were preparing to return to consciousness. "Prepare defensive protocols," Elena said quietly, her voice the first human sound to break the silence in millennia. Her technological implants were already interfacing with the complex's systems, gathering information about their current situation. The alien ship's crew watched in horror and fascination. These were not ordinary humans. Every movement, every breath seemed calculated and precise. It was as if they had been waiting, preparing for this exact moment. More chambers opened. Scientists, engineers, leaders, a cross-section of humanity's best and brightest emerged from their long sleep. Each person moved with purpose, their bodies showing no signs of the millennia that had passed. Commander Vrel realized something terrifying. These humans were not victims, they were survivors. Worse, they seemed to be something more than human. Day approached the main control center, his fingers dancing across holographic interfaces. Information about the current state of the galaxy began to download into the complex's systems. Thousands of years of missed history were being processed in moments. Elena's technological implants began to interface with the alien ship's scanning equipment. The aliens watched in shock as their own systems were carefully, precisely analyzed and understood. "We are awake," Day announced, his voice calm and clear. It was not a statement of triumph, but a simple fact. The underground complex was transforming. Dormant systems that had waited for thousands of years began to activate. Technological marvels that humanity had developed during their preparation for global collapse were coming to life. Commander Vrel realized they had made a terrible mistake. This was not a dead planet. This was not a simple archaeological discovery. This was humanity's return. The first human voices in 50,000 years echoed through the complex. They were not confused. They were not afraid. They were ready, and the galaxy would never be the same again. The alien ship hung motionless above the ice, its crew frozen in a mix of fear and confusion. June Park stepped forward, the first human diplomat to make contact after 50,000 years of hibernation. His augmented eyes scanned the alien vessel with calculated precision. Communication systems crackled to life. The aliens watched in disbelief as sophisticated translation algorithms seamlessly bridged the language gap. June's voice was calm, almost casual, as if awakening after millennia was a routine occurrence. "We've been expecting visitors," he said simply. The alien commander, Vrel, struggled to comprehend the situation. These humans were not survivors. They were something else entirely. Their technological integration went beyond anything the galactic civilizations had ever encountered. Every movement, every gesture seemed perfectly calculated. Inside the underground complex, preparation teams worked silently. Technological systems that had been dormant for thousands of years came to life with remarkable efficiency. Quantum networks activated, gathering information about the current galactic political landscape in milliseconds. June's diplomatic team represented the best of human potential. Each member had been carefully selected and genetically enhanced during the preparation period. Their bodies showed no signs of aging, their minds sharp and adaptable. The alien communication officer noticed something strange. The humans were not just responding, they were actively analyzing the alien ship's systems. Technological probes, invisible and untraceable, began mapping every circuit and communication channel. "We require minimal introduction," June continued, his voice maintaining a perfect balance between diplomacy and subtle threat. "Humanity is prepared to re-enter the galactic community." Commander Vrel's three-fingered hands moved nervously across his control panel. The humans showed no fear, no uncertainty. They appeared completely in control of a situation that should have been impossible. Elena Choi, the technological architect, began interfacing with the alien ship's communication systems. Her augmented brain processed information at speeds that would make most technological systems overheat. In moments, she had complete access to their communication networks. The alien crew watched in silent terror. These were not the primitive humans they had expected to find. These were evolved beings, perfectly adapted to survival and technological integration. Dae Lee, standing beside June, began presenting initial diplomatic proposals. Each statement was precise, each concept carefully constructed. They were offering cooperation, but the underlying message was clear: humanity was not asking for permission. Quantum communication networks spread the news across the galaxy. A dead planet had returned to life. Humanity, thought to be extinct, was back. The alien ship's sensors continued to detect impossible readings. The humans' technological integration went beyond biological enhancement. They were something more, a species that had turned survival into an art form. "We understand your confusion," June said, a slight smile crossing his face. 50,000 years of preparation tends to change a species. Commander Vrel realized they were facing something unprecedented. These humans were not just survivors. They were architects of their own evolution, a civilization that had turned planetary extinction into an opportunity for transformation. The complex beneath the ice continued to reveal its secrets. Massive technological systems hummed with potential. Entire libraries of human knowledge, preserved and enhanced, waited to be unleashed. Communication continued, but it was clear who was in control. The humans were not seeking acceptance, they were announcing their return. As the first day of contact drew to a close, the galaxy began to understand a fundamental truth. Humanity was back, and nothing would ever be the same again. June Park looked at the alien commander, his augmented eyes reflecting centuries of preparation. "Shall we discuss the future?" he asked, as if discussing a routine business meeting. The first contact had begun. The Galactic Confederation Assembly Hall fell silent when Yuna Kim stepped forward. She carried no weapons, no complex technological devices, just a simple data crystal that would change everything. Hundreds of alien species watched as the human representative began her presentation. Her augmented eyes scanned the massive circular chamber, taking in every detail with superhuman precision. The holographic displays behind her began to show images that defied everything the galactic civilizations believed they knew about humanity. Technological blueprints emerged, revealing generations of strategic planning. The humans had not just survived their planetary collapse, they had transformed it into the most comprehensive survival strategy in galactic history. 50,000 years, Yuna began, her voice clear and calm, were not a period of extinction. They were a period of preparation. The alien representatives shifted uncomfortably. Some had translucent skin that revealed their internal reactions, pulses of color showing shock and fear. Others maintained rigid postures, trying to hide their growing anxiety. Each slide showed another layer of human adaptation, genetic modifications that allowed survival in extreme conditions, technological implants that turned the human body into a living computer, communication networks that could process information faster than most advanced artificial intelligence systems. A representative from the Krelltox delegation interrupted. "This is impossible," he stammered. "No species could survive such complete planetary destruction." Yuna simply smiled. One gesture, and the data crystal projected massive underground complexes. Entire cities built beneath the ice, designed to preserve not just human life, but human potential. The technological revelations were shocking. Humans had developed quantum communication systems that could transmit information across vast distances instantaneously. Their biological engineering allowed cellular regeneration at levels previously thought impossible. Every challenge of planetary survival had been systematically addressed. "We did not just survive," Yuna explained. "We evolved." Holographic displays showed how humans had prepared for every possible scenario. Climate collapse, planetary destruction, resource depletion. Each potential challenge had multiple solution strategies. What appeared to be random preservation was actually a carefully designed evolutionary process. The Galactic Confederation's oldest members began to understand the true nature of human potential. This was not a species seeking help or permission. This was a civilization announcing its return. Technological blueprints continued to flow. Energy generation systems that could power entire star systems. Medical technologies that could reverse aging. Communication protocols that could interface with any known technological system. "We are not asking for acceptance," Yuna said quietly. "We are offering collaboration." The subtle difference in her statement wasn't lost on the alien representatives. Humans were not seeking approval. They were presenting options. Behind the scenes, human technological networks were already integrating with galactic communication systems. Quantum probes mapped communication channels. Advanced algorithms began understanding and adapting to alien technologies within moments of contact. Some alien delegations showed fear. Others showed a strange mixture of respect and terror. Humans had turned planetary near extinction into the most comprehensive survival strategy in known galactic history. The presentation continued. Each slide, each piece of information revealed another layer of human preparation. They had not just survived, they had transformed the very concept of survival. Yuna's final slide showed something unexpected. A simple image of Earth, no longer a frozen wasteland, but a planet slowly returning to life. Technological terraforming systems were already in motion, transforming the planetary ecosystem. "We are home," she said simply, "and we are ready." The Galactic Confederation understood something fundamental in that moment. Humanity was not returning as survivors. They were returning as architects of their own destiny. The first contact had been just the beginning. The first human colony. Ships began to launch from Earth's reconstructed orbital platforms. Gi Huang stood on the primary observation deck, watching as thousands of advanced vessels prepared to spread across the galaxy. Terraforming technologies had already transformed Earth's surface. Where ice once dominated, green landscapes now emerged. Massive environmental reconstruction systems worked silently, turning the dead planet into a living ecosystem. Alien civilizations watched with a mixture of fear and fascination. These were not simple colony ships. Each vessel represented centuries of technological preparation, carrying humans who were more than just explorers. They were advanced beings capable of adapting to any environment. The Global Human Leadership Council had spent decades planning this moment. Every ship carried not just people but entire technological ecosystems. Quantum communication networks connected each vessel, creating a living, breathing network of human potential. On the first colony ship, scientists worked alongside genetic engineers. Their bodies enhanced, their minds connected through advanced neural networks. They represented humanity's next evolutionary step. No challenge seemed impossible. Alien diplomatic channels buzzed with constant communication. Reports came in from multiple star systems, where human colonies were being established. But these were not traditional colonies. Humans were not just settling, they were transforming entire planetary ecosystems. Ji Huang's final report to the Galactic Confederation was simple and direct. "We are not returning," he stated. "We are expanding." The technological capabilities demonstrated by humans shocked the galactic community. Planetary terraforming that would take most species centuries was completed by humans in months. Communication systems integrated faster than any known technological framework. Each human colony became a hub of innovation. Advanced medical technologies emerged. Energy generation systems that could power entire star systems were developed. Biological adaptations allowed humans to survive in environments previously considered impossible. The quantum communication network expanded rapidly. Humans could now share information across vast distances instantaneously. Knowledge became a living, breathing entity that could be transferred faster than light itself. Alien civilizations that once considered humans a dead species now watched in terror and amazement. Humanity was not just surviving, they were becoming something entirely new. The first interstellar conflicts were brief. Human defensive technologies made traditional warfare obsolete. A single human ship could defend against entire alien battle fleets. But they showed no interest in conquest, only in exploration and development. Genetic modifications allowed humans to adapt to multiple environments. Some colonists developed capabilities that seemed almost magical to other species. Radiation resistance, extreme temperature tolerance, accelerated healing. Nothing seemed impossible. Earth became a symbol of transformation. From a dead, frozen world to a technological marvel, the planet represented humanity's ultimate survival strategy. Every system, every technology told the same story. Humans refused to be defeated. The Galactic Confederation found itself rapidly changing. Human diplomatic teams didn't negotiate, they proposed. Their technological offerings were so advanced that most alien civilizations found themselves adapting to human systems rather than the other way around. Ji Huang's final words to the alien representatives echoed through communication networks. "We didn't just survive, we evolved." Massive research stations emerged across multiple star systems. Human scientists worked on solving challenges that had stumped alien civilizations for millennia. Energy production, medical breakthroughs, communication technologies. Humans became the new standard of technological innovation. The quantum networks continued to expand. Information flowed like a living organism, connecting human colonies across vast distances. Each new settlement became a hub of potential, a testament to human adaptability. Alien civilizations realized a fundamental truth. Humanity was not just a species, they were a force of technological and evolutionary transformation. The first 50 years of human expansion changed everything. Where once they were considered extinct, now they were the most dynamic civilization in the known galaxy. Humanity had not just survived. They had turned planetary extinction into the greatest opportunity for evolution in galactic history.